What's good, everybody? It's your boy One Shots here, chilling on my shaman, Shaman Shame. I get a lot of questions on how to one shot as an Ele Shaman or how I do it, and I'm here to show you how to do it so you can replicate it as well. First off, it is a meme build. It is not the meta way to play. If you play this, make sure you play for fun and not pushing rating. Although I have seen some success with it in solos. I am 1725. As you can see, I have a somewhat positive rating. Um, Not a whole lot, but I'm a little over 50% wins just because people don't expect this. So I'm going to go over the build. I'm going to go over the gear, a couple of macros. I'll throw in some gameplay at the end. I will leave links to the actual talent tree and the macros in the comment or in the description down below. Also, don't mind the mess in the back. I just had a baby shower. I'm about to move into a new house, and so it doesn't make sense for me to unpack all my baby stuff. So I just have it kind of sitting in the bed behind me. There's also a spare mattress. Looks cluttered. It's actually the most organized I can have it at the moment. So forgive me for that. So let's get into it. So first off, with gear, I try to stack as much mastery as I can. In PvP combat, I am at 63%. I also try to go for haste. Haste helps when my burst doesn't kill somebody. A lot of times it does, but it allows me to follow up with some sequential lava bursts. This is a full lava burst build. So with that, I max out as much mastery as I can. The 4 set that I use is the helmet, the chest, the gloves, and the shoulders. I use a crafted necklace. I use a crafted back piece. I use a crafted waist piece. I use crafted legs. I use a crafted ring. As you can see, I am as much mastery as I can get, right? So with that, let's go into macros, because I got to go into macros before I go into the burst. You'll see why here in a second. With macros, I have a couple of very important macros. You have the basic earth grab at cursor, the cap at cursor. I'll throw those in the description down below too, in case you need them. But the first macro I want to go over, we'll call it macro 1 for the video purposes. You're going to see a lot of stuff in here. A lot of this stuff doesn't work for arenas. It's for battlegrounds. I also, for some reason, have Ancestral Guidance in there twice. For some reason, it still works. It's fine. The main thing that you want to focus with this macro is you want to make sure that Skyfury Totem is at the bottom, because that has a global cooldown. All the other stuff will pop at the same exact time. You get your Ancestral Guidance, you get your Spiritwalker's Grace, you get your Blood Fury, which is the Orc Rachel. If you're an Orc, I also use the badge, which is the unused trinket, which increases my agility, or my intellect, which more burst, right? So bloodlust obviously doesn't work in arenas. Saltwater potion doesn't work in arenas. Those are for battlegrounds. Just a little bit more bang for your buck. Now, the second macro I want to show you is the Ascendance one. The only thing that I did was I added Meteor. What Meteor is it is the fire elemental. I have a talent right here. I use Primal Elementalist, which gives me the pet bar. The pet bar has Meteor on it, which is about an 80 to 100k hit that you can macro with Ascendance, so that it's just a little bit more burst in the window. You're trying to do as maximum amount of damage in the shortest window you can, so that it leaves people unsuspecting. They don't hit defensives. They don't know what happened. I get called a heater or a cheater, a hacker, all kinds of stuff in solos. It's a very meme build, but it's just the build. I'll link this build in the description. Go over a couple of things with you. The reasons that I do certain things. Flux melting, 20% more lava burst damage. Over here you have fire and ice, that's 3% more damage. Here it increases the damage by your lava burst by another 10%. Down here it increases all damage dealt by 15%. Down here it increases your lava burst damage by 15% after you use Primordial Wave, which is the beginning of the burst combo on the kill target. You want to hit that on the kill target after you've already flame shocked the off targets. at least one, because then your burst is going to be hitting them as well. Really makes a healer panic. I use the on-use Ascendance so that I can control when this happens instead of the deeply rooted elements. Deeply rooted elements is great. It is the more meta because it does proc more often. Now, I want to be able to be in control of when that happens because I want to full send everything at once. That is why it's a meme build. If you're pushing rating, don't use it because you are kind of on a pretty long timer where you're just getting meleeed to death afterwards. Key components are Volcanic Surge and Skyfury Totem. Now, this PvP talent you can switch around depending on what you're fighting. You know, Counter Strike for melee, grounding for, you know, casters, Static Field Totem, and then you can drop this to go into Totemic Projection if you want to group them up and move them away from you. I'm sure you've seen Ellie's do that. That is very beneficial. Burrow's nice. The reason I don't use Burrow a whole lot is it's on a 2-minute timer, whereas everything else is less than a minute. In a solos especially, it doesn't usually last long enough for you to use that twice. Usually doesn't last long enough for you to use your burst twice unless the healer's really good on both teams. But without the lack of coordination, or with the lack of coordination, it doesn't really play out like that. So the burst is whenever you first step into an arena. First off, yeah, you want to make sure that you have your buffs going, and then you want to first cooldown you should pop is your fire elemental, and then you want to flame shock and off target your kill target. Then you primordial wave. You hit your macro 1, lava burst, macro 2, lava burst, and then just keep spamming these lava bursts. And then you want to frost shock. Let me back up a little bit. You want to frost shock before your lava burst for that extra damage. But as you can see here, I'm pumping close to 300k DPS. It's massive, right? So with that, you are catching somebody completely off guard most of the time. If they hit a defensive or they stun you or CC you during your first cast of lava burst, then your buffs from your primordial wave fall off. That is the tier set. They fall off, and that really sucks. This is a very easily countered build, but a lot of people don't run it. So you're going to catch people off guard often. Like I showed you, I've had decent success with this, and I continue to use it just because it's fun for me. And I wanted to show you guys how to replicate this same process so that you can do this in your games. You definitely want to try to have full conquest gear. I tried to do this when I was gearing up as when I was using the honor gear. Didn't work very well. It works a lot better when you're geared, because whenever you're under geared and they're geared, you're probably not going to one-shot them, so you're really wasting your time running this build. But if you're fully geared and you're looking for something fun to do, I encourage you to at least give this a try. You're going to get some laughs in. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to watching some gameplay, show you guys how it works, what it looks like. If you find this video helpful, please like and subscribe. I have a couple other videos. I'm on Twitch as One Shots for Life. I don't get on there a whole lot, but now that I've got a webcam, I'm going to try to. So leave a comment if there's any questions that you guys have or any modifications that you guys might have to the build, because I'm definitely open to experiment with it and see if I can get it any further. So thank you for watching this far, and I hope you enjoyed these clips. Oh shit.